Hey guys, we are back going into some video planning. I'm just going to go through it, vaguely describe what I'm doing. I'm going to do a VFR flight plan for my upcoming simulated flight on Xplane 12. Pretty soon we're going to be moving forward to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 if the helicopter physics are good. They'll be coming out this Tuesday. But let's get started on our flight plan. So basic flight planning and what I use is skyvector.com. This is what I've been recommended by my flight instructors to use for real world planning, and I've seen some very easy ways of introducing this into simulator planning. So the basic way to use SkyVector is we just fill out this flight plan over here. If it hasn't up, you just go ahead and click this flight plan button up here at the top left. Aircraft, you're going to put your tail number. I'm going to be operating under 2001 Sierra uniform. Speed, we're going to be going around 80 knots. Flight level is going to be 005, 500 feet average. Fuel, I'm going to leave blank for now. And we're going to be flying from KCDC to KSGO. Bam. So now that's going to give you basically what would normally be like an IFR, just direct course. But we're going to be putting in some waypoints, because VFR, at least in school, that's the way I'm going to be doing it, is if I'm filing this for school, is that the most that they want between each waypoint or checkpoint in terms of distance is 10 miles at most, even though they want less. They're really looking for about 5 miles, and we're going to be making checkpoints along our route. But before we do that, we're going to estimate time of departure in Zulu time. So plus 7 hours for me located here in Central Mountain. We're going to try to take off here in about 45 minutes. So that would be 9:15 local time. Well, maybe we can just put it in over here. So 9:15 local time would be 15. Bam. All right. We got all that figured out. Now, if we need to access the charts for both airports, they've got them right here. You just right click, and they've got the whole chart plus the airport chart, some VOR if you need some VOR in. And yeah, you can go through here. And there's some pretty snazzy little things for real world flying that SkyVector has that I'll show you once we're done getting our beacons in here. Now we're going to be going over what my teacher recommended me to help make waypoints. So this is the good old town of Cedar City. Regional airport's located here. We're going to be taking off, and we're going to be checking the weather. Currently, I'm going to be flying as if it was today, and we're going to say around noon. All right, we're in Xplane, and we're going to be using this to get the weather information for today via Skylabs R44. Cedar City Regional Airport selected. Now we're going to take a look at the weather. Customize. We're going to download real weather. Done. But we're going to set it to 10 in the morning seems fine. So real weather during that time, our altitude was 4 knots at 21 degrees. We've got scattered cumulus clouds, broken cumulus, so broken ceiling at 10,000. That's perfectly fine for VFR flight. And so we're going to be using that data with the wind coming in from the south, which means we're going to depart to the south, which will be really easy. All right, let's get back to the sectionals. All right, we're back looking at our flight planning. So we're going to be taking off to the south. It's going to make our flight plan really easy. Otherwise, we'd have to do a bit to the north. All right, now that we're going to be actually getting into our flight planning, we're going to do what my flight instructor said that's really great. We're going to go over here to Google Maps, Cedar City Regional Airport, Cedar City. We're going to be taking off to the south. So on our outbound, we're going to be turning, and basically, normally you would file pilotage, which is just a term saying that you know what you're doing and you're going to following based off of common references. But we're going to be doing a full VFR flight plan today just for practice. So upon takeoff, we're going to turn left, and basically to get down to St. George, we just need to handrail Interstate 15. But let's do this the right way. We could say beacon 1, checkpoint 1 for this is going to be, let's fly right over Walmart. We all know how to get to Walmart, right? It's just down the street. Click in Google Maps. Copy the data at the bottom, located here, latitude and longitude. Come over here to Sky Vector, paste, enter. Now you can see where that beacon is located right here for Walmart. All right, I'm gonna do 3 more checkpoints with you along this route, and you guys can do the rest for whatever you're doing. But I'm gonna do a couple more. So we only want about a gap of 5 miles. So things to note. We got this big bend in the highway here and a straightaway. So let's do a bend as our next one. Let's come down here, copy, paste, boom. Then you might be thinking, how am I remembering what all these mean, right? If I'm just looking at my flight plan while I'm flying, how will I know what each checkpoint is unless I can just remember, which you're not if you're doing real flight. So we're going to be going over here to sticky notes, and then I'm going to transfer this data into into the program when we get there to have in front of me. So our checkpoint 1 is Walmart. Checkpoint 2, bend in interstate. Bam. All right, next. On Google Maps, we want another checkpoint. We got a big straightaway here with nothing going on. But we need that, 5 to 10 miles between each checkpoint. So what can we use here? Let's see. We got this towing company right here. See it off the left side of the road on our descent down. We got a ranch, or we got Canaraville. See, this is a big one, so we can say hand railing just adjacent to Canaraville. So let's go adjacent to Canaraville, copy, paste, enter. 5 miles. Look, almost perfect. So let's go ahead and note that. Checkpoint 3, adjacent to Canaraville. Bam. And you can see that here on our flight plan. I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'll cut back once I'm done with the rest of the flight plan. Let's look at maps for Canaraville. We need another 5 miles. Oh, look at this. We got like an RV park, right off the side of the road. So Canaraville to RV park. Bam. Copy. Paste. Enter. Good. All right. And we're going to just note that down for our flight plan. CP4 is RV park. So normally, there is a VFR flight plan page that has a lot more information that you can fill out on. You can find it online. It's an actual document used to file VFR plans with the FAA and your local ATC. With simulators, we don't really need to do that, and it'd be a lot more complicated to do so because we don't have all the flight information as in terms to weather, because we're not planning into the future, we're planning into the past. So I'm just doing this by hand right now. It's practically the same thing. The only thing different in the real chart is that they're going to be asking you the weather at the location, the wind, the density, altitude, stuff like that, everything. So you have all the information you need. But I'm going to get back to you when I finish this flight plan. All right, we're back, and I finished my flight plan for our next upcoming flight all the way down to St. George from Cedar City Regional Airport. I've got beacons all along the way. The furthest I've got stretched is about almost perfect 5 miles, which is what they're aiming for. 10 is the most they'll take. 5 is what they're aiming for. Any lower, you're being an overachiever. I guess I'm being a little bit of an overachiever. But this will help me keep on track on the way down, just realize where I am, even though I am handrailing the highway all the way down. Know that this is not just how you should VFR plan. This is mostly what helicopters do, yes, but they just normally say pilotage and fly wherever they want. But you can use this to be good guide if you're going off, not going off of pilotage at all. So I've got 10 checkpoints in here, all listed here between all the different locations I'm going to be flying over, and checkpoint 10, the last one here, is where I should have the airport in sight. Now I already went over getting the chart information, but if we go here to briefing and filing and fill out this last remaining equipment, we go standard, we go ADSB out, we go endurance, we have... So for me, I didn't want to pull out my sectional charts and get out all my fancy tools to figure out the magnetic variation. I said deviation earlier, that's improper. Magnetic variation is 15 degrees to the east for all of these. So when we're getting ready to follow this flight plan, we need to add 15 degrees to all of these numbers to get the magnetic course to each beacon. But we're going to take all note of that when we get into the simulator, and I'm going to be doing that in the next video, which I'll be labeling the flight attached to this one, and we're going to just do this flight, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.